I always thought the dumbest thing I could ever do was forget my rent deadline. Turns out it was marrying my billionaire boss in Las Vegas while blackout drunk. The morning sun was brutal, leaking through the hotel curtains like a judgmental spotlight. My head pounded, my throat dry, and my memory blank except for flashes of neon, champagne, and laughter that definitely wasn't mine. Then I felt it warmth. A body next to me. I turned, praying it was some mistake. It wasn't. There he was, Adrien Cole. My boss, my insufferably confident, too perfect for this world CEO, shirtless, tangled in the sheets as if he owned not only the bed but me too. His arm was draped over my waist, his breathing steady like he belonged there. "Good morning, husband," he muttered, voice low and husky. I swear my soul almost left my body. I scrambled out of bed, nearly tripping over the damn designer carpet. What did you just say?" He stretched lazily, smirk tugging at his lips, as if he had all the time in the world. "Husband. You know, spouse, life partner, ball and chain. We exchanged vows, rings, and, if I recall correctly, a very memorable kiss in front of an Elvis impersonator." No. My hands shook as I looked around the room, and there it was, sitting proudly on the dresser. A marriage certificate. My name. His name. Signed and sealed. This wasn't a hangover nightmare. This was real. I gripped my hair. This is insane. Too need to fix this. We need to annul it. Right now. But Adrien didn't move. He just watched me, his smirk fading into something softer, almost dangerous. "Why annul it?" he asked, tilting his head. "I'm starting to like the idea of keeping you." The world tilted. Keeping me? Like I was some prize he picked up at the casino tables? This was Adrien, charming, ruthless, the kind of man who didn't ask for things, he took them. And now apparently he'd taken me. "Adrien, this is a mistake," I stammered. "We were drunk. We don't even like each other." His eyes locked on mine, piercing, unreadable. "Speak for yourself." I froze. For a second, silence hung between us, heavy and suffocating. I wanted to laugh it off, to call him insane, but the way he looked at Mike wasn't a joke. And that terrified me. By the time I escaped the hotel room and stumbled into the Vegas heat, my phone was buzzing nonstop. "Best friend. Bro, are you alive?" "Coworker. Why is Twitter saying you married Adrien Cole?" "God, the internet." Sure enough, when I checked, there we were, photos from last night spreading like wildfire. Me, looking completely out of it, and Adrien, perfectly collected, holding me like I was his biggest win. The caption: CEO Adrien Cole ties the knot in Vegas with mystery employee. Mystery employee. Great. That was me. When I finally made it back to my apartment in LA, I thought maybe I could breathe. That maybe I'd wake up and realize this was all just one horrible dream. But Adrien doesn't give you the luxury of breathing. He showed up at my door the next evening. Suit immaculate, smile sharp. He didn't knock. He just stood there, larger than life, like some devil I accidentally summoned. "You didn't answer my calls," he said. "Because I don't want to talk to you." I shot back, trying to shut the door, but his hand stopped it, firm and steady. His eyes softened, though. Not mocking this time. Not teasing. Just serious. "We're married," he said, almost quietly. "You can't just run from that." I laughed bitterly. "Watch me." But his next words stopped me cold. "I don't want out." Should have been easy. Just file the annulment, sign some papers, and pretend none of it ever happened. But nothing was easy with Adrien. He started showing up everywhere: my office, my apartment, even the tiny diner where I got my late-night coffee. Always calm, always collected, always with that maddening glint in his eyes. "You think this is a joke to me?" he asked one night, when I finally snapped and confronted him. "Yes," I shouted. "You've got money, fame, power. You don't care about me. This is just entertainment for you." But then he stepped closer, close enough I could feel the heat radiating off him. "If this was just entertainment, I wouldn't remember every word you slurred last night. I wouldn't remember the way you kissed me like you meant it." I froze. My chest tightened. because somewhere deep in my memory, I did remember. Just a flash, blurry and bright, the way I leaned into him, the way his hand cupped the back of my neck, the way I felt safe for one impossible second. I wanted to deny it. God, I wanted to deny it. But Adrien wasn't lying. And that scared me more than anything. I thought ignoring him would solve everything. But ignoring Adrien was like ignoring the Sunnite. Didn't matter how tightly I shut the blinds. His presence bled into every corner of my life. By the third week, I was exhausted. Exhausted from running, from denying, from pretending that every look he gave me didn't unravel something inside my chest. And one evening, when I returned home after another long, miserable day, I found him waiting on my doorstep again. This time he wasn't in his sharp suit. Just jeans, a sweater, hair a little messy, like he'd been sitting there for hours. "I'm not leaving until you hear me out," he said simply. I wanted to slam the door. I wanted to scream, but instead I let him in. We sat across from each other in my tiny kitchen, the hum of the fridge filling the silence. For once, his voice wasn't teasing or commanding, it was vulnerable. "I know this started as a mistake, but I don't want it to end as one." "Why?" My voice cracked. "Why me? You could have anyone. Someone who fits your world." Not, I gestured around my cramped apartment, my worn-out furniture, my entire mess of a life. "Not this." He leaned forward, eyes burning into mine. "Because when I'm with you, I'm not Adrien Cole, the CEO. I'm just me. And you look at me like I'm a person, not a prize. Do you know how rare that is?" Something broke in me then. All the walls I had built, all the excuses, all the fear, it crumbled. Because the truth was, despite everything, I wanted him too. The shift wasn't instant. It was awkward, messy, filled with arguments and stubbornness. But slowly, I let him in. He started spending more nights at my place, insisting he preferred my lumpy couch to his penthouse. I rolled my eyes, but deep down, it warmed me. We cooked dinner together, burned pancakes together, laughed over cheap wine. It wasn't the glamour of Vegas or the power of his empire. It was real. And one night, as we stood on my balcony, the city humming beneath us, he reached for my hand. His touch was hesitant, almost shy, so unlike the man who commanded boardrooms. "I want this marriage," he whispered. "Not because of a mistake in Vegas. Because of us. Because of you." For the first time, I didn't pull away. Of course, the world didn't make it easy. The press hounded us. Co-workers whispered. My family bombarded me with questions. But through it all, Adrien never let go of my hand. He shielded me when the cameras got too close, defended me when rumors spread, and reminded me every day that I wasn't alone in this chaos. There were still nights I doubted. Nights I lay awake, wondering if I was enough for him. But then he would pull me close, his voice low against my skin. "You are the only thing that feels real in my life. Don't ever forget that." And slowly, I began to believe him. The anniversary of our drunken Vegas wedding came faster than I expected. I thought he would forget, or worse, throw some ridiculous gala to mark the occasion. Instead, he brought me back to the same neon-lit street, the same tiny chapel with the Elvis impersonator, the same ridiculous glow of Sin City. Only this time, we were sober. He held out a simple silver ring, his hands trembling for the first time since I'd known him. "I don't care how it started," he said, voice rough, "but I want to choose it now. I want to choose you. Every day, every night, for as long as you'll let me." The world blurred around meth lights, the music, the noise. All I could see was him. All I could feel was the truth I had tried so hard to bury. "I choose you too," I whispered. We kissed then, not drunken and messy like that first night, but steady, certain, filled with everything we had been too scared to admit. The city roared around us, but for me it went silent. Just him, just us. Later, back in his penthouse, we stood on the balcony overlooking the endless sprawl of lights. He wrapped his arms around me from behind, chin resting on my shoulder. For the first time in months, maybe years, I felt at peace. "You know," I murmured, leaning into him, "this is still insane. Who gets married in Vegas and actually stays married? He chuckled, pressing a kiss to my temple. Apparently us. And as ridiculous as it sounded, as impossible as it seemed, I realized I wouldn't change a thing. Because somehow, against all odds, a drunken mistake had become the truest decision of my life. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.